Welcome everyone to Home of the NY Warriors. We have the hot list for June 1st, 2021 by my man Eric Norton. But you know what? Once that intro runs, I'm gonna have a nice little surprise for you guys. So without further ado, let's run that intro. Welcome everyone. That's right. We got a full panel tonight. But as you can see, we have a special guest in the house, and I'm gonna start with my man, special guest. We got the man himself, Eric Norton. What's up, Eric? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna need that intro to just follow me wherever I go. I love that. That's really hot, man. like you guys seen cartoons with the fat guy with a tuba behind him. I'm gonna need that intro just wherever I go. That's I love it. It's hot. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure, man. It's our pleasure. And then I'm gonna go down the line and choose my fellow NY Warriors in the house. We can start with my man King of Golden State, James in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's shaking, everybody? It's your boy King of the Golden State. Thank you for having me on. I'm looking forward to seeing this list. So let's go.
All right, cool. And next we got my man Joker from East Meets West Comics in the house. What's up, Joker?
Yes. What's up? Like James, man. Listen, I haven't seen this list, and I'm curious to see what it is and talk about it. Let's see what's up, So other than that, man, let's get the show on the road, man.
All right, and last but not least, we got my man Thoro from Keep It Thoro Comics in the house. What's up, Thoro?
Yeah, you already know what time it is, man. It is that CBCS list, the hot list. It's about to get really warm. A little on the, on the uneven side with things, but it is what it is. You guys will see what I'm talking about, man. But nonetheless, I'm glad to see these books. That's all I'm gonna say.
Awesome. Definitely. Before we get started with the list, I just want to say, my man Eric, this is a crazy list this week.
It is
kind of not the norm, what we're used to, but it's good. I like it. It's good. So let's just get right into it. We're gonna start with your number one book on the list this week, which is this one right here. It's hardcore number one from May of 2012 from Top Cow Publishing. Adam Windward to direct the title at Universal. And I gotta say, man, this book, I remember seeing it come out, but I never really got into it. But my man Adam Windward, he's been high. He's been directing recent movies lately, so I'm assuming I guess why people are purchasing this book. So I'm gonna go down the line and I'm gonna see what my fellow NY Warriors got to say about this one. James, what do you think about hardcore number one?
I know it's like one issue, but it's actually it looks good. I mean, I was able to find a copy of that, but the thing that you want to really look for is the sketch variant and the second print. If you can find that, that one is probably up there in that ghost territory. So I mean, as far as finding a regular issue, it's easy, but it's that sketch variant and also the second print that is also a harder one to find. But I'm looking forward to reading it. I still got it hanging around here somewhere.
Yeah, there's one thing that we said. We were saying this back in the days when we first started NY Warrior Show. Collect everything Robert Kirkman. Eventually everything is gonna gonna hit from him, and no surprise. So Eric wrote in your article, you wrote down 4,000% increase in sales because of the news broke. So just a little bit of news, and you see 1 million sales, happen.
Right. It's nuts. Like you just said, it's Robert Kirkman, so you can't go wrong, right? At least that's what the standard thinking is right now. I'm gonna be real honest with you. This looks a little creepy to me. Like this cover, this storyline. If you're not familiar with it, and I won't go too far into it, but it's basically these soldiers can control you, can enter a person and control them like a drone, and that concept is just creepy to me. I don't want no part of that. So this is a Kirkman classic from Top Cow Publishing, which. When I saw Top Cow Publishing, I was like, "Oh, ice cream! All right, I'm a fat guy. I like ice cream." That's not what it is. This is another Kirkman classic for you.
Yeah, definitely. Joker, what are your thoughts on hardcore?
I mean, you see Kirkman. I mean, you can't do no wrong, but I mean, you gotta remember a couple of the books that he did that didn't really do so well, man. I'm talking about Outcast. Everybody was all hyped up with that, and you saw what happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm just saying, yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
But other than that, Robert Kirkman is a genius. We all know that, definitely, man.
Yeah. I only think that because it hit the wrong network. That's the only reason. The show was pretty dope.
It was.
Cinemax wasn't really a type. It wasn't that broad to put it on, you know.
And real quick, Eric just gave us the synopsis a little bit about the book, and you can see right there the cover. If you show the image right there, exactly what he's talking about. I think that everything tells you right there how he controls that little kid. That shit is it's scary. Just put it that way. It's scary.
So he's controlling the kid doing that.
Yeah.
Good Lord! Now
Like,
I'm
I want to know
going.
what this is like in today's standard. This doesn't get play, right? Because this kid's got a gun to his mom's head with PC control and everything. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does get play. Kirkman is known for this. Have you watch Walking Dead? What's the thing we learn about the Walking Dead, man? Kids, man, they're the worst.
Yeah.
They're the worst in the apocalypse.
True that.
Yeah, and Thoro, what are your thoughts on hardcore?
Yeah, same thing. All the guys pretty much had it spot on. I've checked this book out. I've read it. I've bought it because of the cover. The cover looks, again, it's just crazy. I mean, if you were to think about that, people controlling you and effortlessly just kind of doing some Agent Smith out of the Matrix thing, taking over you. That's some scary crap. And I would really love to see how they would actually entertain this if they put this into a show or if they want to do this into a movie or whatever, however the hell it's working out. Because there's a lot of stuff in this book. If you guys get the opportunity, I'd definitely say check it out. You guys will see what I'm talking about, because I am wondering, will they put half of the story even into what they're planning on doing? Yeah, because it's that's how bad some of the parts of the story get in there. So definitely want to check it out.
And if Thoro says that, then I definitely, because I already know when it comes to like these indie books that Thoro knows that we kind of don't know of. When he tells you that they're like really hardcore, they really are.
Yeah. I mean, the title says it all.
It says it, right?
Yeah.
See, now I'm intrigued. Now I want to read this.
Dude, check it out, bro.
I got it around here somewhere, but like also another thing to think about, just to piggyback on it. But there's also a pilot season preview book too to keep an eye out for too, if you can. And that also has an appearance of the same character or the same title.
All right. Gotcha. All right. So we're going to move it along to the second book on the list, and super happy to see a book coming from this character. Once you see the book, you guys will know what I'm talking about. We got a Superman title, you know what I mean? So we got Superman 10 Cent Adventure here, #1 from 2003. It's the first appearance of Sire L, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. She's another version of Supergirl, So Eric wrote on his list that this book jumped in sales over 2,800% this week because she was casted. Well, we think she's casted, right? That's the whole synopsis. We're not 100% sure because of the actress that they picked for. It's not the typical blonde hair, blue eyes, that we're used to seeing in Supergirl. So I'm gonna go down the line real quick, and again, I'm gonna start with man James. James, what are your thoughts on Superman 10 Cent Adventure #1?
Hey, look, I mean, I'm glad, like, between like Superman 10 Cent Adventures and the Batman 10 Cent Adventures, that something was going to jump from this, and like, this is a book that could be had. Seeing the list, I saw this list earlier, and before we started the whole thing, I said, you know what? It could be had. It was like you could find these at your like any kind of local antique shops. These things you could pick them up, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing pans out.
I told you, man, King of the Dollar Bins, James, not King of the Golden State, King of the Dollar Bin. I have a few of the run of that issue. I knew eventually one day we'll get, it's due and it's getting its due now. Mike, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was just Batman 10 Cent. I never knew Superman had a 10 Cent over here too. So good to see that, and the cover is amazing. Let me see that cover again. It got that black cover. There you go. Yeah, that's really nice, man. I don't know who did the cover there, but yeah, I mean, I never knew this book existed, and the first appearance at that. Listen, dope book to get, man. If you see it in Dollar Bin, definitely pick it up.
And Eric, what's your thoughts on this book when you saw that that was going to make the list?
So when I was putting together the list, I was kind of like, I'm not a big Superman fan, and I know that's gonna miss with a lot of you guys. But I saw a lot of these for sale in the secondary market. I think there was 5 or 6 of them for $40. I was like, I feel like I can't pass this up. Like I got to grab this, right? And it's something that I don't pay a lot of attention to. Superman's just not my guy. But with the resemblance of the character that was cast I said Cereal, but whatever. I like cereal. So but with the resemblance of her cast in the Flash, it seems like it's going to be the same character. And as I've written in my articles, and you guys have discussed in great detail, all it takes is a little bit of speculation, and it'll send a book through a roof. So, like James said, this book can be had. You can find it. So if it's something that interests you, go do it.
Definitely. Yep. And Thoro, what are your thoughts on this one?
No, bro, listen. King of the Golden State was talking about the Batman 10-cent adventures. That's what I've read. Have not read this. Have not checked it out. I do own it, but just never had the opportunity to read it. A badass cover, man. I just love how they did that whole shadow in the background with the light beaming at him. And you just have a different element with him breaking the chains, reminiscent to the Neil Adams cover, man. So for me, that's a buy all day. And I'm glad to see something related to Superman because you do not see that often at all. So great to see it, man. Great to see it.
Definitely. It has like a late 30s, mid 40s feel to it, like a detective, noir, reporter, noir. Yeah, it has that feel to the covers. All the covers are like that too. It's really nice, really nice run. If you guys, have not checked it out, check it out. Definitely. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next book on the list, and it's cool to see another independent book. We got Mech Candidate U from 2017, from August 2017, and the reason that this made the list is because Netflix animation is in development right now, and Thoro been saying this for the longest. Everyone, Boom Studios, man, Boom Studios is changing comics, man. There's nothing like because you guys already know we do the CBSI, Indie Spotlight. Boom Studios always comes up on that. So I'm gonna go down the line, and James, what are your thoughts on Mech Cadet? Mech Cadet U. I don't know.
Yeah, Mech Cadet U. It's all good, brother. No, it's like this is another one of those books that it could have been had for $1, but no, I mean, like you still find this, depending on where you go, and it's it's a cool looking book. I like the cover. I mean, like I'm invested in it from because I want to go look for like other covers for it because there's a subscription variant and then there is a cover C. I don't have the description of it, but it looks just like the it's almost like a cover swipe of Transformers the movie, and it's by an artist named Juan Doe, DOE, and it's I have
best name so far. I'm just saying that's all I gotta say. Juan Doe,
right? Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean I'm looking forward to more of this still. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, but yeah, if you're to look for a cover out of all that, probably issue 1 cover C is definitely like a Transformers the movie cover swipe, and it's pretty dope.
All right, cool. And Joker, what are your thoughts on the wrong one? Sorry, on Mech Cadet U.
I'm not familiar with this book. I am not, but listen, it shows all these indie books. Then again, Boom already had an exclusive signing with Netflix, man. To see all these Boom Studios books and getting some love. Listen, I'm telling you, you see this coming development, you're gonna see something's killing the children next. I'm telling you, it's bound to happen.
That's just a matter of time.
That's something else, though. But this right here, listen, it just shows you that Boom Studios already kicking the door in with Netflix. So keep your eyes open, guys, with Boom Studios.
Definitely. And Eric, what was your thought when you realized you were going to put this on the list?
So when I see this price jump that this had, or the sales jump, is really cool. But again, both James and Joe have mentioned this. It's Boom Studios. Like, they can't do no wrong right now. He's just like Kirkman, right? But what this looks and feels like to me, and I haven't read it, it looks like Iron Giant gets a Pokemon trainer. Yes. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm down for that. I'm down. I need that more. I need more of that in my life. And I was talking to my guy that we do CBCS Live together, Jack DeMaio, and he says that this was a low print run. The print run on this book was low, and there's lots of room for this book to grow. So as this Netflix show approaches, it's a 3D animated series, by the way. As it approaches, you could probably look for this book to take a nice little jump.
Yeah, it has that vibes of that Ultraman series that you just put out recently. It it's an anime, but it's a 3D style animation to it, And Thoro, what are your thoughts on this one?
Hey man, this has Gundam, all this stuff, everything all written all over this. So this book at one point had a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, a lot of people were talking, especially when Netflix originally got the deal to be able to first dibs on everything and anything Boom Studios. So that book came out, people were going nuts over it. I remember the LCS barely ordered any of them. I was able to get a copy. As always, shout out to my brother Dave, man, because he's always looking out for me at the LCS. But yeah, I remember that book was super hot, and then it just took a giant dip after COVID, and people just forgot about it. And now all of a sudden, boom, words come out, and you guys know, man, all it takes is that wonderful word of, hey, it's been optioned, and people go crazy for a little bit, and then the commotion dies down, and now we'll see. It's like Eric said, if this ends up turning to be one of those cartoons or animated series that are just going to be like leaving everybody being like, wow, you better believe that book is going to start to just gain more momentum. And again, you're going to see more over price jump on it. So I would definitely pick it up if you could find it on the cheap, man. That's what
yeah, definitely. It was kind of like what we said a few weeks ago, right, James? Any comic related movies or shows that were being produced pre-pandemic, and they put a stop to it. Those books kind of cooled off in the almost 2 years of the pandemic, and then now you see how this one is starting to pick up. Same thing with a couple of other books that Eric had on his list. Those are books that you may want to jump on before they get announced that the production's back on, because they'll get on people's radar again.
Right. Hey, before we move on, I just wanted if you guys are not aware, Boom Studios has got a top secret announcement coming later this week.
Yeah.
So. That's something to be looking forward to. I bet you that all the titles across the Boom Studios line might see an uptick.
Yeah, and he's being real hush about it too. Like, we don't know if it's pertaining to like a type of show, movie, or a new series or some new venture. It's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be a big announcement.
And I've always said, like treat it like a cheat code. If it's Boom, it's fire. It's going to be something. So just pick up anything Boom.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're getting down to the wire. We're gonna start with the number 4 book on Eric's list, and bam, we got Witches number 1 from October of 2015. Excuse the typo. I type in Witches and it auto corrected it, and I just didn't have a chance to fix it real quick. But yeah, Witches number 1 from October 2015. The reason this is on the list is because Scott Snyder tweeted that the draft is complete. So I'm gonna just go right to Thoro on this one, because he's been preaching this book for like the longest. So I'm gonna let Thoro get his opportunity to get his first thoughts out. So Thoro, what are your thoughts on Witches number 1?
Listen, I'm glad to see this. Because for me, I love horror. So to see this being turned into something now officially, and a script being done by Scott Snyder himself, because he killed it in this. I know a lot of folks were let down when he did a Portia Batman, and they were just kind of like, man, what was he doing here? Like, where was he trying to take this? Listen, for some odd reason, when he does independent stuff, I feel like he has more freedom, and I think that's where he's best at. So if you guys have not been on Witches, there's so many variants out there. There's a Canadian variant that's like super hard to get your hands on, and people go crazy over it. And that book right there, again, I mean, I've been saying it for quite the longest time. Big said it, pick it up. And you know where I started finding these? Because nobody cared about it after a while? The dollar bins. So guess who was picking it up? Picking them up, and boom, here we are. I kept saying it. This is an awesome title, and I don't think a lot of folks really gave this the time of day to try to say, hey, I've really loved this, or even said, hey, I want to read this. A lot of people were just probably, I'm not reading nothing about Witches. Listen, it goes beyond that. It goes way beyond that, and it's an awesome read. Definitely go and check it out and pick it up. If you guys find them, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Just scoop it up.
Yeah, I didn't collect the series myself, but I was introduced to the series when Image Plus was doing the previews at the end. You remember Image Plus was giving you the Here's Negan, the Negan Walking Dead story origin. So right after that, those 12 issues of Image Plus finished, they were previewing Witches on there. The last 3 pages were from each issue that was coming out. That's where I got first introduced to that, and I was reading those parts of it. Really good, man. And this was right off of the New 52. Right? It was like around that era when New 52 was kind of ending a little bit. That's when this kicked off. So it had a little hype in the beginning, but I'm glad to see it back on the list. James, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm glad. This is moving forward, because I'm like, I haven't gotten around to reading it, but I think it's the reason why I didn't is because there was an influx of Witches books, like different Witches type books. They're like stuff by Vertigo, and then of course you have this Witches here by Snyder. And then it was like, I was fortunate enough to pick this up and think, I'll read it at some point. Now I gotta read it, because it's already moving forward. So like on top of that, not only you can find those in dollar bins and half-price books and Second and Charles's, places and such, like online, you can also find like other variants are still available. Hell,
yeah.
Like, they can still be picked up before they're gone. So pick them up while you can and sit on them until then.
Yeah, there's always another buzz when you can pick up certain books that make like a hot list or a word goes out. It's right before the trailer drops. Before a trailer drops, that's when you still have that little chance. And once trailers drop, you kind of see these books top out at what they're gonna go for, and then based on the show, you'll know if it's gonna be sustaining or not. Mm-hmm. Eric, what are your thoughts when you figured this one was gonna be on the list?
So he mentioned half price books. I just want to tell any of the sports cards guys that are watching this show. Because I'm gonna like it and share it and do all that and push it all out to the Beckett guys. If you're neglecting the comic book section at your half price books, you are doing yourself a disservice. You will find so much stuff in there that you will be amazed by. And I'm just telling this as a collector in the hobby that loves finding grails in a dollar bin or whatever. Go to your half price books if you have one near you and look through their comment section. You will find some gems. I promise you. As far as the book goes, I have not read it yet. However, I'm excited because it is a reimagining of witches, and I'm all about the Salem trials. I love horror books, and I'm all about all that stuff. So I'm going to check this out. And I love that James already has it, so maybe he can send it my way when he's done.
My man.
Yeah, James, I'll tell you, man, King of Dollar Bin. And Mike, what are your thoughts before we move into the last book?
Yo, Witches, I was on it from the beginning, man. It came on. Listen, when it comes to Scott Snyder, and when it comes with a dope artist, Jock, at that combo right there, when it came back from Detective, what was it, 880 something? Dude, this right here, that combo, you cannot mess with that combo. As long as Snyder's on it, or Capullo, you never know, because Capullo was great too with the New 52 Batman. But when it comes to Jock and Snyder, man, they are force. And this story was a great read. And guys, please don't sleep on Scott Snyder's indies, like Thoro was talking about. What is Undiscovered Country? He has American Vampire out there, guys. So there's a couple of stories out there, that definitely is worth pick up from Scott Snyder. So
yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the team of Jock and Snyder, because they also did All-Star Batman when that rebooted. Also, that was the duo. It was Jock and Snyder, and that run started amazing. When they first started, kind of ended a little, but at the beginning, the first like 6 issues to me were dope. So we're gonna move it to the last book on the list. But before we get to the last book on the list, I just want to show everyone out there, bam, that CBCS has a signing. They're doing with Joe Quesada, $45, guys, per signing. The information is on the layout right there, so you can pause it now, so you can write it down. Also, the link to CBCS, guys, is going to be in the description below. And then one more thing, I just want to show the friends of the channel, the people that I do business with. Again, give you a little discount here. My man Erod, he does all our pressing for the NY Warriors. 10% off Warriors10 code. DM him on Instagram at Erod212, or you can email him at expresscbp@yahoo.com. And then again, Angie, owner of skeletoncomics.com, guys, 10% off anything on the website using the NY Warriors code. But you also have the one-off code. These are all one-off codes for Skeleton Comics. You have EMW for East Meets West, and you have Thoro 10. Those are all one-off codes also, guys. So if you use the NY Warriors ones, use those two. It gives you, 2 other opportunities. And last but not least, we got the Geeky Swag Shop, guys. Now, this is an affiliate code, so this does support the channel. Whenever you use the NY Warriors code, you get 10% off of everything on the website. Prime Studio statues, DC Direct. No one gives you 10% off of those statues. Here you can get it, guys. So the links, guys, are going to be in the description below. And we're going to move it to the last book on the list here, which is a book that I didn't expect to see on here either, which is Interview with the Vampire #1 from August of 1991. And the reason this made the list is because AMC is developing a show on it. And I'm happy to see this here, because I'm just like Eric, what I read, so that you read on the article, I'm a huge Anne Rice fan. I read most of the novels back in the day. Love Lestat, that's dope ass character. His maker is what was his name? The maker again? Who made him? Ahmed was his maker. It was good. I'm glad to see it, coming back again. So I'm gonna go down the line, and James, what are your thoughts on this one, Interview with the Vampire?
You know what? this is one I definitely got to put on a list to look for. I mean, like the book. Yeah, I read like the book long ago. Like Anne Rice was very particular about transferring her literature onto screen and who would portray like certain characters on her. And at first she had an issue with Tom Cruise playing Lestat, in Interview with the Vampire, until he knocked it out the park. And and then of course when they did the next film, it was kind of like it just didn't feel right. So I'm hoping this show is going to be something where it kind of redeems itself and kind of gets itself on track as a show. So yeah, I mean, like, and as far as innovation titles go, I mean, like, not many innovation titles like become hot, and I'm glad something like this is.
Yeah, they're known for like doing properties like that. Like they have
Nightmare on Elm
Green
Street.
Hornet, Nightmare on Elm Street. They there's a few, I don't even want to chop their names up, but there's a few they kind of do like older shows like that. You don't really see them do anything else. Mike, what are your thoughts on this one?
This one right here. Yo, shout out to Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Kristen Dunst.
Yeah, right.
Yo, I didn't know this book existed. But yeah, listen, it's coming out for AMC, and AMC, honestly speaking, man, when it comes to horror, man, they know what to do with it. Look at Walking Dead. You know what I mean? As an example, it's still running. They have spin-offs. So this one right here, Interview with the Vampire, is a very interesting one to look out for as a spec. So I like this one.
Definitely. And Eric, your thoughts on Interview with the Vampire when you put it on the list?
Like, I'm just sad that Mimnock the Devil's not going to be in this show. Maybe he will. Mimnock was my favorite one, but I absolutely loved Interview with the Vampire. I loved all of Anne Rice's characters, actually. So I was excited to see this here. Like, again, as I said in the article, you could probably buy this book $5-10. It's not gonna set you back a whole lot. But vampire fans, this is like, they have allegiance to Anne Rice, right? Obviously, for very many reasons. I'm one of those guys. I love vampires. I loved the books. I loved the first movie was good. The second one was but rest in peace, Aaliyah. But
yeah,
this is something that I'm looking forward to see. Just like Joker just said, AMC is like the home of horror right now. So give me all that you can give me with these Vampire Chronicles. I think when it drops, it's a 8-episode first season. So I'm good with that. I want to see how you can flesh this out over 8 episodes instead of an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Thoro, your thoughts on Interview with the Vampire?
I mean, pretty much the guy said it all. I know King of the Golden State is excited for Brad Pitt to come back. He's, hey, this is something dope. I love to see, that an innovation title. Nonetheless, we all know Anne Rice writes all this stuff, but see an innovation book, should I say, on here on the list. You don't see that too often. They have a whole series of Anne Rice's stuff that she's done, and plus other great books and stuff that. Folks, listen, check it out. Books that you would least expect. Look what's on here on this list. And these are sometimes the books that folks are like, I'm going to throw this in the garbage. This is nothing. This isn't a key. Because that's the way people collect now. So remember, a lot of these books now are just turning up into something. So don't get rid of nothing. Read them if you can. If you have the opportunity. If not, then, hey, it is what it is. But hey, Interview with a Vampire. Who would have freaking thought ever in my life I'd see this book? But hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Hey,
go ahead, Eric.
Can I do a giveaway tonight? Y'all cool with that?
Yeah. Remember, we're not live.
I know we're not live, so let's do this though. If you just, you say comment on. You want to say comment on it on the video? There you go. All right. So a couple months ago now, I was at the South Carolina Comic-Con, and I ran by an artist, Todd Plumley, who I got to show you this right now.
Okay.
I'm a big Destro fan from G.I. Joe. He did that for me for $5.
Let me highlight you so people can see that.
Like
nice.
for $5. That's
okay.
I loved it, right? So
awesome.
Keep me right there. So this is what I want to do. I picked up all the $5 items he had on his table, and one of them was this. It's called Drink and Draw, and it's a coaster that he sketched Iron Man on. So let's give this away to just leave a comment, and Enrique, you could just pick a random commenter. And let me get their address, and I'll ship that out to them. Okay.
All right, there you go.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Todd Plumley, he's a great artist. Go check him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put your Iron Can on Iron Man.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Biggs, mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, bro.
Rookie. I'll just run a randomizer comment like I always do, when I pick a winner, and then I'll post it who won on the next episode.
Cool. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you just give me the address and I'll give it to Eric.
There you go.
All right, cool, man. So that wraps up another hot list, this week. Awesome list, Eric. Thank you for joining us. It was my pleasure to have you on as a guest, man. You're always welcome. You always know, open invitation to you. But right now, let me go down the line, let my fellow warriors say where they got to be at, because they also have their own channels and they do their own shows also, and we collab all the time. So I'm going to start with Thoro. Thoro, let the people know where you're going to be at.
All right, yeah. So you guys know every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, the Indie Spotlight Show for CBS Hot, man. Shout out to comicbookinvest.com. This is where I take Andy Tomlin's list. You guys know, man, this is how we get a heads up. It's a chess game, baby. 10 steps ahead of everybody. You're going to be a winner. So let's keep it that way. And then, of course, every Thursday night, we do the comic chop up, 10 p.m. Eastern. Love to do it at night. So that way the little kiddies are in bed and we're not having any screaming children in the background. But other than that, man, awesome to be here today, especially with Eric joining us. This was a blast.
Thanks.
Really appreciate having you on here, man. And just it's freaking dope to meet you, man. And thank you for the list, because you've been writing up a hell of a damn list.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm glad this list was completely different, where I didn't see a Marvel book, one DC book, and everything was.
It's the list, the videos, the CBCS videos that we've been doing, they've been getting up and up and up every week. You can see the incline in the viewership on them. Awesome. People digging it. Nice. James, where are you going to be at?
I'm going to be sitting right here, actually. But no. Hey, shout out, to Eric, and CBCS with this list, and Biggs. Once again, thank you for having me on. Like as far as where I'm going to be at, my channel, always putting out haul videos, is just about weekly, and also on IG, you can follow me there and subscribe. That's about it.
Cool. And Joker.
Listen, he could catch James, King of the Golden State, with East Meets West, guys.
My manager.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, man. What is it? Thursday we do new comic book day reviews. Then we cover Fire. James, cover Fire, James.
So you finally got it right. Look at you.
With CBSI comicbookinvest.com. Shout out to Mike Morello, man. That's my guy, man. Wonderful dude, man. And we also do cover tunes with him over there on our live podcast show on Sundays at 7 p.m., guys. But we also do the FOC for CBSI, guys. Make sure you catch the FOC. Final order cutoff. Put your books in. Put your orders in. And the man himself, Josh, makes the list. And, we drop that video every Friday at 12 p.m. noon, guys. 12 p.m. noon. And also big shout out to CBCS and shout out to Eric Norton for joining us, man. This was awesome having you here and doing the list with the man himself. And listen, can we get a little sneak of what we're getting with the hip hop variants this week?
Oh yeah, you sure can, because
you took it out. I was just gonna say the hip hop variant. Go ahead.
I love A Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna tell you. I said I love A Tribe Called Quest, my number one hip hop group of all time, and I'm gonna give you that. James is looking at me a little funny. You must be out there on the West Coast. You like that?
I have a weird feeling about what it could be. That's the thing.
So, guys, the hip hop article. Make sure you're following CBCS on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Links are going to be in the description below, guys. I look forward to us here at home of the next NY Warriors. Next time you'll see us will be Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern for Coffee and Comics. First segment is going to be the CBCS hip hop variant.
Do I get to shout out my stuff? Because I mean,
of course.
My man's just trying to get me out of here.
Call him out, Eric. Call him out.
You gotta be good, my man. Eric, let us know where you're gonna be at. What you're gonna be doing, bro?
Hey, you can catch me every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night on Beckett Media. Just head to the Beckett Media's YouTube page. We do a live show there every night, 7 p.m. Central. We just had a great show with some breaking news in the sports card industry today about the National Card Show, which is taking place in Chicago at the end of July, and then the Industry Summit, which is taking place in Las Vegas, which I will be attending both shows. If you want to catch me live in Chicago, July 28th through August 1st, I will be there talking about all things collectibles. So comics, cards, You got some Beanie Babies? Bring those over. We'll talk about those too. Whatever you got.
Oh wow.
Guys, the link to Beckett Media, their YouTube channel is going to be in the link. It's going to be in the description already, guys. So that way you can follow it and check out. You know what? Eric also does another comic related talk show every 2 weeks with Mr. Bolo, guys.
Yep.
You guys know who Mr. Bolo is. That's what we know him by. You're right. His name is Jack.
Jack Tamayo.
Jack Tamayo, yeah, but we know him as Mr. Bolo. So they do a nice show every 2 weeks on Fridays, guys.
Yep.
So remember to sub up that channel. That way you guys can get the alerts on that. And that's it for this one. A little longer than normal, but it was dope, man. Again, Eric, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And that's it, guys. Until next time. Peace.